and then I'll go to share screen. Oops. Okay, can everyone see that?
Yep.
Cool. Okay. Welcome to meeting 24, project management of the SingularityNET archive group meeting for Wednesday the 15th of May. The SingularityNET archive contains a history of the activities of the Ambassador Program, so the SingularityNET Ambassador Program. All content is provided under an open source Apache 2 license, and contributions will be licensed under a Creative Commons license if we can. Our goal is to provide a collaborative platform for the SingularityNET archive community to share knowledge, ideas, and best practices, and we welcome contributions. So the way we do it is to, first of all, we have some action and decision items, which Vanessa is going to go through in a second, and then we have a sort of kind of stand up of the project board. So should I hand it over to you, Vanessa? Do you want to share screen, or shall I?
No, it's okay. I can do it.
Okay.
If you unshare, then I should be able to.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so I've started the summary for today, and I think I've got everyone who's here, but if I haven't, I will add you in a minute. I've got today's meeting issue linked in already, and the Q2 budget and the draft AI ethics doc. So decisions, let's do those first. We decided last meeting that Colleen, Olakoji, Clement, Gorga, and Ekamini Samuel were potentially interested in technical documentation. And we suggested that Stephen is going to get the project a little bit further along and work out best ways for people to contribute. So I think that's probably, I don't know, we could probably resolve that and just say, take it off for next time.
Okay.
So it's in the last meeting summary, so I'm going to take it off of this one. Gosh, I've just hit the wrong button. I meant to remove that decision. All right, so we can remove that. And then action items. Stephen, to check why Sucre and Spice doesn't seem to have permissions. We actually did that, didn't we? So it was basically because she had the wrong role. So
Yeah,
we can say done.
We changed it to create a role from a
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Duke's not here, is he? We have Duke to create a video walkthrough of how to use the GitHub board, and we said he was saying that he would aim to have it done by today, but I think he's not here. Am I right?
I don't see him, no.
Duke, are you here? All right, well, in that case, what I will do is I will change this to the next meeting, which is the 29th, and leave it as in progress. Sucre was to add the Q1 quarterly report to the Ambassador Gitbook when ready. And that is actually, I think she said that was in progress. So she's not here. So I think we're going to have to put that to the 29th and leave it in progress. Okay. I think it might be done, but I'll confirm that with her before I upload the summary. Essie was to talk to Kenichi to find out whether Writers Work Group are currently doing meeting summaries, and if so, whether they plan to add them themselves. And I think we have good news on that. Essie, do you want to speak to it?
So they actually do, and I think they are uploading it like, because I checked again and I saw that some of the missing summaries have been uploaded. So I'll just keep checking. So I'll give them I'll leave it like this week, then check again and probably follow up if there are still some that are missing.
I think we've actually got better news than that. I don't know if maybe you haven't looked for a couple of days, but oh gosh, CJ Frankie did a ton of them and uploaded them all. So they've all been
that's like
done.
new.
So that as far as I can see, I mean, it went back to January and it went up to literally their last meeting. So yeah, I think we can say that's done.
Nika's got his
And
hand up.
hopefully, I had a chat with CJ Frankie, and he's gonna do it for the foreseeable future. So they're keeping it up.
Sorry, Vanessa, Nika's got his hand up.
Yeah, sorry, on you could go.
Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry. I just wanted to say I saw the action item for Duke, and we spoke this morning. So he told me he has done the video, but he won't be attending the meeting today due to health issues.
Okay. What, so he has done it?
Yeah, for what he said.
Okay, cool. Well, let's mark it as. I don't know actually, because I guess he'll want to share it. And so
Yeah,
maybe if we leave it on the agenda,
yeah,
then next time it can be done. I mean, it's great to hear that it's finished, but I don't want to knock it off the agenda because then we'll forget to look at it. So all right, let's keep that on. So yeah, writers work group, congratulations to them, they're doing great. Everyone to add comments to the AI ethics doc. A few people have. I think we can probably change it to in progress because I think people will be adding more, hopefully. And the due date there, I'll just change it to next meeting. And I'm sure it will come up when we get to that issue on the board. I was to start writing a guide on how to make a document community owned and a process for how to work with it to avoid it getting deleted. It's in progress. I haven't had a chance to finish it yet, so I'm going to change the due date to the 29th. And I was also to add issues to the GitHub board for the new tasks that we agreed to do this quarter, and that's done. So I'll add tags and emotions by the end of the meeting, but that's about it, I think.
Okay, well, thanks, Vanessa. I'll go back to the project board and just around with my computer. Okay, so the next step now is to go through the GitHub project board, and we kind of like do a kind of stand up, and we so I'll just start at the top. Let's see, I've got this ordered by label. Just trying to get this more visible. There we go. So the labels are start with governance Gitbook. Do you want to cover both the government Gitbook issues, Vanessa?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm in the middle of trying to work this out with the supervisory council, so I don't think there's anything to add this to either of them.
Right.
It's just a matter of.
Okay. Can you mute yourself if you're not speaking? Thanks very much. Okay, I'll move on to some development issues. I'll cover some of my issues first and then pass it over to you, Andre. So, okay, so on L&M development, this is the historical issue.
I'm trying to say something.
Can you just mute yourself, please?
You know, listen to you, dear.
I'm gonna have to mute people.
It sounded like somebody said, "Can I say something?" I thought it was you, Clement, but maybe I was mistaken.
When you guys come into the meeting, it's actually allowing your mic to stay unmuted.
Yeah. Okay.
We've actually got the setting so that it mutes you when you come in, but I think people think they are unmuted and then think they're muting themselves, and actually they're unmuting them.
Okay. Well,
That's what I'm saying.
If
Yes.
people can just mute themselves and just let me carry on, thank you.
We're trying to clear up the issue, just letting me know.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so on the L&M development, the element development for April has been done. For May, going into May, the most of the work is in this repo and covers the creation of in April we did basically Colab notebooks which will load JSON, and then also that's here, and then a notebook which then takes the data that's loaded and does some pre-processing on it, which you can see here. I'll drop links into the relevant issues. The particular issue there is to take data and then to look at the different ways that the data can be split up in ways into manageable chunks, which then can be passed on to a vector database. Then finally, what we're working on predominantly in May is the creation of a vector store, which will take the data once it's split up and create a vector store. And this has been done on a very basic level using with a proof of concepts of using a similarity search. So all that's happened is a chunk data or split data from JSON has been broken up and then embedded into a vector store using OpenAI embeddings here. And then a similarity search has been executed on that vector store. All a similarity search does is semantically compare a query. So this query here is not a database query, it's a semantic query. So for example, all it's saying, when I ask it the question of who is the host of the writers work group, it's not looking for, it's just looking for the incident of that term in relation to a JSON record. And that came up with a correct response, although it needs some refinement, obviously, to get a kind of more, a response that's more framed in more human language issues. Now, the next step will be to look at doing prompt creation. And then finally, there's some, because we are dealing a lot with JSON data, I've been working on some how to filter JSON data. There's some there. And so how to manipulate the indexes of a JSON file so that it's easier to manipulate it for breaking up into chunking for text splitting. Okay, so that's those two. I'll put I haven't put links in there, but I will create links here to the work that's been done on the specifics there. I'll just quickly cover the open source strategy issue. The open source strategy issue is a kind of holding place for work that needs to be split up in due course as we progress on our AI development and also open source development. But currently it's on hold because we're still not quite ready to split up these into separate issues, but they will be split into separate issues at some point, which will cover our technical process, our documentation process, and how we handle open source and Creative Commons licensing, our presentation of open source work, a documentation on AI ethics, which I think Vanessa mentioned, and particularly a RAG workflow. And the RAG workflow will reflect the work that's been done in the LLM development. So it's kind of dependent on that. We're basically going to do some basic LLM development and then document how that's being done. But I won't go into too much detail there because it's not quite ready yet. Okay, so I pass it over to now to you, Andre.
Okay. Yeah, we can start with that.
Just start with this
that
one.
one.
Yeah.
If you scroll down, please. I think I added a comment.
Oh, okay. 25 minutes
Yes,
ago.
yeah. So the last time we were talking about looking at resolved comments, so I managed to identify those comments, so I'm able to see which comments. So basically what happens is I look at the Google Docs and I extract the comments and the resolved comments and the text. And I created a folder where if there were text changes, then it updates that in the repo. So I've got a test repo where I'm testing this, and next steps will be for me to identify the headings in the doc and then turn the text into Markdown.
Right.
So that is all automated. Oh, well, it will all be automated.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, for context for people who are new, what we're discussing here is Andre's working on using the API to Google Docs to extract information about documents that have been provided as links to an archival record. Is that a good way of putting it, Andre? I'm not sure. So yeah, and then what we're looking at is extracting data from a Google Doc once it's completed, and then possibly committing that to a repo in GitHub, so it then can be archived, and then also then we can use that as a source of data for other sources like LLMs.
Yep.
Okay, so that's great. Any other comments on that?
Not from me.
Okay. Okay. Do you want to talk a little bit about the Ubio's?
So yeah, we had a meeting with him and we looked at the data structures. Looks like everyone was happy with the data structure. So next step is for him to I suppose present to us what he's gonna build. He's gonna do similar work than you, Stephen, but he's gonna do something a bit different, and also maybe provide that education element.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's also gonna do it in Colab.
Okay, so yeah, I mean so Ubio is going to take do some LLM development in Colab, but you on a different direction from what I'm doing.
Yeah.
We've agreed that the structure that we're using is so we all understand the structure of the data we're using, which is basically like the structure of this JSON file, you know.
Yes.
And I think that is it for that one. Probably should create another one for May at some point to track Ubio's work for
Yes. Yeah. I
that.
can do that.
Yeah, and then tool.
Oh, I did. I actually did.
Ah,
So it is there.
there
Yeah.
it is. There it is. Yeah, sure. And did we do some documentation of that? We did, didn't we? Okay. So this is some of the things that we're looking at potentially. Yeah. So which it will be yeah, so my LLM development is basically going to be looking at the extraction and interpretation of data using that natural language, which means like, so basically saying to the AI, can you answer this question? Whereas Ubio is looking at at one of these subjects, which is more to do with categorization, tagging, and potentially sentiment analysis as well. So looking at different ways. And also, I think Ubio is looking at different models. If you're creating an LLM, you often need to reference different semantic models or whatever you call them. And some are open source, some are proprietary, some are you have to pay for, some you don't have to pay for. So Ubio is also going to assess the different models that we may use in order to train data. So that's that. And do you want to cover briefly tool development for May, Andre?
Yeah, you can just scroll down.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the past, when we added the cancelled meetings and our summaries given meetings, I only changed to the updates made to Gitbook, and now it shows on the tool, but I didn't I haven't added the feature that where it saves to the database, but that's done now. So it's saving.
Cool.
So when there are meetings that's cancelled and no summary receiving, it's actually saving to the database as well now. And then I created that automation that dumps all the meeting
Right.
summaries in the repo.
Yeah. That's
So
really
everyone
useful.
has access to that. And I added the AI ethics workgroup to the tool.
Just
And the next steps,
yeah, go on.
yeah.
No, go on. No. Next
So
steps.
there are a couple of things. Next steps like that. The last meeting, Onyeka brought up that comment section on the tool. So I am thinking about that and how to design that. But that is would be it's quite a big task.
Vanessa, you had your hand up.
Yeah, two questions. First of all, just a kind of financial one, especially with Ubio's tasks. Is he
Yeah.
getting paid at the end of the quarter? So there's no issues with like closing and moving monthly issues for payment. Is there? It'll be the June one that's got payment attached, am I right?
I think we pay monthly, but we don't pay monthly. We can pay end of the quarter. I think
I
it's
was
fine.
just, yeah, I mean, I guess we should just check that, because if it is
Yeah,
monthly, then we need to move the April one to done so that he gets paid.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
I'll have a look at it after the meeting and just make sure that it's all in line. But the other question I had on that one, Andre, is the data dump that's created in the repo. Does
Yeah.
that include links to docs that are linked in a meeting summary, or
Yes.
does it include the doc content, or where's it
It
at
just
with docs?
it just includes the links of the docs.
Right. Cool.
So yeah, I still need to create for the document manager. I need to create a tool that gets all those links
Mhm.
and then creates or does a dump of all the text. So we have access to
Yeah.
that as well.
Cool.
Yeah, as you can see on screen, that's the example of what Andre's done. Is created these data dumps into the separate years there, and there's the link that's included in it, which is just a link to the Google Doc, as he says there.
Yep, that's it.
Okay. Let's see. Ubio, we covered that. Okay, shall I move on to community engagement issues, Vanessa? Archives outreach to wider. That's a March
Yeah,
issue.
I mean, I think that is still, I don't think there's anything particular to add. The Supervisory Council are trying to get their material ready to go up. So, yeah, I don't think there's anything to add.
Should we just keep it open then? Issue, do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I'm probably going to be talking to Grace in a couple of days, and then I can add to the issue.
Cool. Okay. Then is this still pending, or we don't have Duke here, do we? So
No, this is what Onyeka was saying before. Maybe if you can just add it's done, but to be shared at the next meeting or something. Or I guess he could also put a link to it in the archives Discord if he wants to. Onyeka, are you going to be speaking to him? Because you could maybe ask him what he'd like to do to share it.
All right, I could tell him to share the link in the Discord channel.
Nice.
cool.
And then we can close it and get it paid.
Cool. Okay. Then on to. Okay, yes, I'm behind on this particular issue. Been kind of doing a lot of the development issue, so that's not. So there's still backlog is still on hold, particularly. I mean, there might be an issue here to get people to assist with this potentially. Thinking about it if I'm going to start to do more development work. So maybe we can put this on. Maybe think about broadening it out to other people who may want to do the backlog?
I mean, there might be some issues there with access to the Gitbook and the training that would be needed to enable people to do that. But if we could do it through the tool, there are people who know how to use the tool. So I don't know, maybe minute that you'll have a look at how to make it tasks, that we can share in the next meeting.
Okay. Yeah. I'll make this a community task or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, on this tag taxonomy, that's from March as well. Is this an historic issue or something we need to close, Vanessa?
Do you want to scroll down to the bottom?
Yeah, yep, just getting there, yeah.
Okay, so as you know, we've got a few different issues that have come out of this. So we said in today's meeting, we'll look at the tagging spreadsheet to assess progress. So have I linked the sheet?
Yeah, there's some links here.
No.
Yeah.
All right, let me find the actual link to the sheet, unless anyone's got it handy. But we should probably put that in. And what we said we'd do is we'd just look at progress.
Okay.
Today and see how people have got on. So let me just find it. There we go. Okay. Right, I'll just put it in the chat.
Oh,
And if you could open that on screen, Stephen, it would
shall I add it in the comment
useful.
link as well?
What?
Shall I add it in the comment link here as well?
It's probably in the other issue, to be honest. But yeah, you can put it in. Yeah.
Oh, hang on, get my kind of freezing screen here. There you go. Okay, here we go.
So I had a look the other day and I'm pretty sure that most people haven't finished, but if you want to go to the different people's sheets, we can just have a look.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, Sucre's made a start, but there's still a fair bit to do. So
Right.
Essie,
There's a lot more there. Yeah.
right, you've got on pretty well. That's pretty good. Yeah, nice one.
And then Kami, there's a lot more there as well.
I'm not seeing it. Must be a time lag. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so making progress. That's good. I'm guessing, Stukra, the main reason for yours is that you've been up to your eyes with deep funding review stuff. So we'll have to take that into account when we set a date. I've made a start. I haven't finished. So yeah, again, more time needed.
Yeah, please.
Lord
Okay.
Kizzy.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I mean, imagine you had a lot of stuff to look at that was kind of incomplete because it was right back to July and things are not, there's a lot of no summaries because there was a lot of meetings that were not happening in the summer. Duke Peter, let's just have a quick glance because he's not here. Let's see how he's got on. Okay, he's done a fair bit. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Oh no, he hasn't actually. All right, so it looks like he might need a fair bit more time as well. Do you want to scroll down a little bit so we can just see if he's doing it out of order?
It looks like there's nothing.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so there's quite a lot to do there. And then Vasu's one.
Not much there.
Okay, none.
No.
All right. So, Vasu, I'm guessing you probably need a fair bit more time. How about then? I mean, what we said when we did the training is that we'd have a soft deadline of today, and if we needed it, we'd extend it to the next meeting, which is going to be the 29th. So do people feel like that is doable if we set a, those who are here anyway, if we set a deadline for the 29th? And are people finding it okay? Have people got any issues, any blockers?
Can I go on?
No, go on.
Yeah.
So 29th is okay. Then yeah, I had the blocker, although I explained to Vanny. Yeah, some of the videos or some of the meeting summaries are just videos and they don't usually have timestamps. So basically we have to watch the full video to get a view of what took place in the meeting. So I think that's a little bit tedious. But I don't know. Just a blocker for me.
Okay. Is
I see
it
your
necessary
point. I
to
mean,
is it necessary to watch a video for a tag creation?
sorry?
Is it necessary to watch the video for a tag creation?
Well, it is if there's no summary
Right.
and no timestamps. Yes.
Right.
So what I've had a couple of those, and what I've just done is like skimmed it on double speed and just tried to get a sense of what's being covered. You can also just put a note maybe at the end of all the columns. There's a notes column, and you could, if you really don't have time to look at it at all, you can just go, this is just a video, I didn't have time, and then at least we'll know that we need to look at it. And yeah, so I guess do what you can, prioritize the ones that have got summaries and that are easier to do. Don't let yourself be blocked by ones that are just a video. If you get a chance to skim through it, then great. And if not, just add a note in the notes column at the far right to say that that's been the issue.
So it's like an iterative process. Then, if we can identify gaps, then we can go back to them.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's great. Shall
So
I?
is there anybody who's not okay with a harder deadline of the 29th? Because I think if people haven't got it done by then, we're going to have to start reallocating budget. But I don't want to make the deadline too hard because I know how busy everyone is. So if you're thinking, look, I'm not going to be able to get it done by the 29th, but maybe a couple of weeks after I could, then say now.
Okay. Or if you want to put in chat in feedback.
Right, if you can add a note to that issue then, Stephen, that the definite deadline is the 29th.
Mhm. And that's the first part, is it really? That's yeah.
Great, thanks.
Okay. Then we have explain a video on how to use the meeting summary tool.
All right, so this was something that we said we'd do and we allocated budget to when we did that little vote on Miro board about what we should do. So it needs to be assigned to someone, basically. Who fancies doing it? We've got a budget of 100. And it just needs somebody, whoever does it needs to understand how to use the meeting summary tool and needs to be able to just do a little video to walk people through it step by step.
Oh, we have something in chat. Nico
Nice one.
is interested. Yeah. Okay. So how
Yeah,
should we follow up on Discord or?
Well, let's assign it to Onyeka first, and then it's Michael Kizu, isn't it, Onyeka? Your
Yeah, Michael
yeah,
Kizu.
that's nice.
There we go. Yeah.
There we go. And I guess, what do you think would be a good deadline? I mean, it just needs to be done by the end of the quarter. So, but it'd be nice if we had some time to look at it and sign it off before the 30th of June. So I don't know, when do you reckon you could do it by? And we'll just put that as a comment.
Let's say the first week of June or second week. Let's just say second week.
Nice. Let me just look at when we've got a meeting. What about if we said we'll look at it in the meeting on the 12th of June?
All right, it's fine.
Nice.
Right. So that's some progress on that one too. Okay, then we were discussing a town hall session on EBO's work. We didn't really raise
This is
that.
another thing that we said we would.
Hello?
Yeah, this is another thing that we said we'd do in this quarter. And it does need to be assigned to one or more people. We budgeted for up to 3 people, but when we spoke to Ubio, we kind of realized that it's going to be a mess for somebody else to create the materials to talk about his work. So he should probably draft it, but then he doesn't necessarily have to present it. So I don't know what we want to do with that.
I think maybe push it out a little bit more, maybe. Because the AI work is still, I mean, it's progressing, but it's more, I think June's a bit optimistic.
No, it's meant to be a progress so far because there's funding allocated to it this quarter, and we just want to keep people interested and show them, oh, this is quite exciting. So it would be good. And we can allocate more budget in quarter 3 to an update. But I just want to keep people informed.
Well, I suppose we get back to Ubio then.
We could, but I'm just thinking, in terms of actually running a town hall session, I mean, are we going to expect Ubio to create a presentation, or are we going to get information from him and we're going to, somebody here is going to create one? Who's going to present it? Are we going to ask Ubio to present it? Or, I mean, he's a pretty good facilitator, so we could.
I mean, it could be quite informal. It could be like a kind of screen share of what he's done and in a discussion, maybe.
Yeah, this is true, but we have got budget for this, and this was intended to be something that would involve workgroup members a little bit as well, and maybe get somebody to get a bit up to speed.
I think the problem is the having someone who can understand what's going on and presenting on it. Akami, got your hand raised?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can't really hear you.
Hello?
Hello, yeah.
Better.
Okay, so the task here will involve like trying to get familiar with the tool and creating like a slide on how it works for the town hall. Is that correct?
It's not really about a tool. It's just about the work that Ubio has been doing on the potential AI tooling. There won't be a finished tool at this stage. This is just more like, earlier when we went through Ubio's development work
Yeah.
for April and May, it's going to be kind of about that, but trying to make that more publicly accessible and kind of, I guess, maybe simplifying a little bit or doing it in plain language.
Okay. So yeah, I could get on that, but I just need to get very familiar with the work he has done so far so I can, communicate the progress clearly.
Well, how about if what we minute is that we'll get back to Ubio and say, how much of this can you do and do you want to do? And we'd like to do something at the end of June. And if he goes, look, I can just do it, then okay. But if he could do with some backup, then Ekamini, you're kind of volunteering yourself, which is brilliant. But do you mind it being like that? That we'll just see where Ubio's at with it? Because, if he's kind of feeling like, yeah, I have a really clear idea of what I want to say and I'm just going to say it, then it's probably going to slow things down to have someone else hopping on it. But if he wants, even if it's somebody to just run a Q&A and sort of facilitate that or co-facilitate the session with him or something like that, then yeah, you've put yourself forward.
All right, that's fine. Yeah.
So if you can minute Stephen that Ekamini is kind of up for that.
Right, okay, hold on. Computer's a bit slow. Okay. So I see you also present the slides if it's put together.
I mean, he might prefer not to do slides. He might just want to share screen on the work he's been doing in a repo and just talk people through it. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what he says, and can we minute that we'll come back to it in the next meeting
Okay.
just to remind ourselves. And I don't know, should I chat to Ubio about it and find out, or
Okay.
Andre, are you going to be speaking to him anyway?
Yeah, I can mention this too.
All right, nice one.
Okay. Have we already discussed the taxonomy tasks here? Are these just related, Vanessa?
This is the analysis and deriving a control vocab, which will happen after we've done what we're working on now. So there's nothing to add to this one at the moment.
Right. And the same for the mentorship and the check-in?
Again, yeah, that will be, I mean, I'm kind of doing it as I go along and having a little look, but
Right.
yes, most of it is the checking is going to be when it's done. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, and then we have a town hall session on taxonomy work, but that's not allocated. Is that planned?
Well, again, this is something that we need to say who's going to do it. And I think ideally it would be somebody who is already involved in the taxonomy work, but if they're not, they need to familiarize themselves with it. But yeah, I mean, we've got 6 people, and I wonder if any of you are up for putting together a few slides and just sort of saying what we're doing and why we're doing it. And you can base it quite heavily on the training slides that I made. But yeah. I mean, I'm sort of thinking that supposing Ubio says, nah, I'm fine with that, actually, I can just do it, then probably Ekamini and Essay would maybe move over to this instead. But if, and yeah, and Onyeka could join. So unless there's anyone else who is interested. And I'm sort of thinking like Vasu, is it something you want to look at? I mean, what I'm suggesting is that Ekamini, Essie, and Onyeka should be the first call if Ubio doesn't need any help. But if he does, then maybe we should share it around a bit more. I don't know, I'm just suggesting. It's fine for Essie, Onyeka, and Ekamini to do both.
Okay. The potential participants are SC, Wikimedia.
Photogees just said, can I hop on? Yeah, let's put you as like a I hate this kind of first line, second line, but you know, just in case. Yeah. Absolutely.
Like I'll just leave it as open a little bit. So
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, perfect.
And when do we want to return to this?
Next meeting, I think, because we'll have an update from Ubio by then. And yeah, we kind of want to do this by the end of the month, I suppose. Sorry, by the end of June, you know what I mean.
Right. Okay. Yeah, the deadline's end of June. Okay, well, that's fine. Okay. Then bounties for good meeting summaries.
Right, now this is a chunky one. This is the one that we agreed as well in the last meeting but one. We are a bit behind with it because we originally suggested starting it on the meeting of the 1st of May, and now it won't be. So what I'm suggesting is that we kind of start it in the next meeting. We pick one winner then, 2 winners on the 12th of June and 2 winners on the 26th. To remind people who maybe weren't here, what this is it's trying to incentivize good meeting summaries. So it's aiming to get 3 of this group together. And I think Onyeka is one of them because it was his idea, but then there's 2 spaces open. The judges, those 3 judges will work out what constitutes a good meeting summary, what kind of things we want to incentivize, and then they'll look through the meeting summaries for the 2 weeks leading up to the 29th, the 12th, and the 26th, and pick somebody that does those things and reward them. I'm suggesting that whoever wins is then out of the running for future. So we don't get the same person winning every time. We'll also need to publicize the competition and the results, and we forgot to budget for that, so I'll just do it. It's fine. But yeah, the judges will have to meet and decide. And the winner wins a bounty of $50. And the judges each earn $30 for each winning summary they select. So it's a total of 30 times 5. So at the end of the quarter in the meeting on the 29th, we can also discuss whether we think this was useful, whether we think it's improved meeting summaries, whether it's raised awareness of what a good meeting summary is. So have we got anyone who would fancy being on that team assessing meeting summaries?
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Yay!
Cool.
Good. Any more for any more? We could do with one more person.
Who was that? Was that Sukra?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and Clement. as just said as well.
Okay.
All right, so we've got Onyeka, Sukra, and Clement are our judges team. If the first one is to be chosen in the next meeting on the 29th, you'll be needing to look at summaries from now, but you could go right back to like the start of May if you wanted. I will make sure that things are up, and shall I DM yous and just kind of, yeah. I think we could assign this actually to either Sukra or Onyeka, and you can pull together a meeting and decide when you're going to meet.
I'll be signed as a
Okay.
Nice. Cool. Okay. Yeah.
Alright.
So if you can decide when you want people to meet and just, yeah, you'll need to sit down together and decide on your criteria first, because I think we'll need to publish them. And as soon as you've got those, ideally in the next week, then I can start promoting it and just telling people it's going to happen. And then in our next meeting on the 29th, you can come back with who's the winner for that meeting.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Okay, publicity for Q2. This Michael or Kizzy?
Oh, all right. I actually wanted to ask a question on the previous issue. Well, I was typing before you actually spoke on this. So I actually document for R&D. So isn't that going to be kind of an issue? But I guess I won't be partaking among those that will I say
Or
that will be. So I
you mean like
document for
conflicts of interest, like? Yeah,
yeah,
probably. Yeah, probably. I think you'd probably have to say that any of the three of you can't be the winner. Yeah, you're right.
Well,
Alright.
the previous issue. Okay.
Yeah. I'll add that to the unless you want to, Stephen.
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't quite catch that, so if you want to add it to, yeah. It's also difficult for me to comment and share at the same time.
Sure, I'll add that to the end of that comment then.
Okay. So returning
Alright.
to the publicity for Q2, yeah.
All right, so I'm actually working on that currently. So I will get a tweet out this week.
Cool.
So
So a tweet each week and about the archives work. So you're going to get one out this week?
yeah.
Okay, that's cool. And are we just going to keep this open and revisit it at each meeting? Yeah.
I mean, you've
Yeah, I want
also, I've noticed you've DM'd people about this meeting. Are people liking that? I think people liked it last time. Is it still a good thing to do?
Yeah,
Yeah, I get the DMs from Lord Kizzy for meetings, and yeah, it's quite helpful for me in particular.
Yeah, I find it helpful too. Is there anyone who hates it? You can speak now.
you're getting feedback here, so that's good. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, Vasu's liking it as well.
yeah, that's cool. Cool. No, I also found it quite helpful as well. So, so tweeting preparation for end of week. So that's what's that? The 17th of May. So it's in progress. No, it's not. Okay, thank you, Kizzy.
You update.
Sorry.
I was just saying to Onyeka that normally you update the issue yourself with like a link to the tweet and whatever. So that seems to be a good way to go. So yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
ace.
Cool. Okay. So my computer's lagging a bit. Okay. Correction and maintenance of monthly archive records. Let's see what Barbara said on this.
It's a slow process, and it's kind of tying in with the tag taxonomy stuff as well, because I'm kind of doing things as I go along. So yeah, it's not finished yet, basically.
Okay. One of those tasks that are
but it's all going smoothly.
yeah, it's a bit like my backlog, isn't it? Yeah, it's kind of like
Yeah, and
yeah.
I kind of had this plan that I would do it in a really organized way, and I'd do up to September 1st and then afterwards. But I'm finding that it's useful to try and do it for the later ones sooner, because we're working on them with the tag taxonomy project. So yeah,
Right.
it's all got smooshed together, which, you know.
Yeah, a lot of work. These things take time, I suppose. So is this Q1 closed now, the archive work group budget?
No, because we said we'd keep it open while there's still elements of Q1 that have not been, the funding hasn't been submitted. So
Really? God.
there is still some. Yeah.
God. Okay. I'll leave that open. The next ones are issues that cover the updates. So January presumably is closed. We now have February. And SE's done the meeting summary updates checks there, and looks like most of them, almost all of them actually, are completed.
Waiting for, I think, if you can scroll to the bottom.
Right. Yeah. Kenichi or
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, can it CJ Frankie is documenting. We've got them all, so I think we can close this issue now.
Right. Okay, I'll
If
close it then.
maybe we'll not close it, but move it to done.
Okay. Okay, that's done. That's reflected that now. Okay, and then March. Let's have a look.
What we're missing in March, I think, is town halls that hadn't been uploaded to YouTube yet, so I still need to do them. Just scroll down a bit. I think that's what it is. If you go to the bottom, it'll tell you what's missing.
Right,
Yeah, Ambassador Town Hall. Yeah.
I know I've got to do the archive.
Yeah, so I'll get that done by the end of this week. And if everybody's all right with it when it's done, I will just close it rather than waiting for the next meeting. Is that good?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool.
And then April, which is last month, and we have, well, there's usually a lag, isn't there, in Jackie? So this will be more up to date at the next meeting. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think one thing I'm noticing, which surprised me a little bit, is that it felt like governance work group were missing a lot of meeting summaries, and I'm sure I remember them doing them, but they're not there. So I don't know, Essay, maybe this is something we just need to chase, and maybe just ask Felix if he's maybe got some tucked away somewhere that he hasn't uploaded or something like that. I'll DM you about this and we can just try and chase it up. Because writers are no longer the issue, writers are doing it. So it's governance work group that we're missing.
I already started chasing it. I have asked one of their members to know who is in charge of governance work group. So I already started chasing it, but I don't know who to meet in particular. So, but I would meet. You said Felix, and then the person I chatted up said I should meet Peter. Maybe, yeah. So I would reach out to the both of them and see.
Fab. And then there's a couple of deep funding town halls which are not there on YouTube yet, but I think they will be soon, so I'll get to those. And that's basically it. It's town halls. There's one onboarding work group. Oh no, I'm sure I've done that now, so I'll tick it off. But yeah,
Yeah, because I followed up. I think they said they've uploaded it, and I reached out to you to check if it has been done.
yep, I just need to tick them off. I think I've done them. So yeah, I will do that after this meeting, and then yeah, we'll see how we can progress governance work group.
Okay, cool. Then we have just, this is again a correction of monthly archive. Is this an ongoing thing, Vanessa?
Yeah, I mean, this is the other half. This is the Q2 half of it.
Yeah.
And like I said, they've kind of got a bit smooshed together. So if
Yeah.
everyone's happy with it, I'm kind of happy with them both being closed at the same time, because it's not working to do them in Q1 and Q2 sections anymore. So yeah,
Right. So we close them now or next meeting or?
no, we'll close them when they're done.
Okay. Then we have a record for the current archive work group budget, which is presumably there's been no updates on this because we just submitted it and that's it really, or we just got.
No, there is an update. There is an update that it's approved
Okay, cool.
in the last what do you call it, Treasury meeting. There were no objections. So yes,
That's for this amount
we
here.
now know for sure.
Okay, so okay, budget approved at last meeting, at last Treasury meeting. Yeah. When was that actually? Do you know off the top? No.
No, I can't remember. I'll add it afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guidelines on how to make a document community owned.
Yeah, I'm working on it. If you scroll to the bottom in the meeting with Ubio, we came up with some new things that we need to consider in this. So, they're quite interesting. But yeah, I will have something for the next meeting.
Cool. Okay, chasing up meeting summaries, Miss Essie. This was just a separate task. I thought we already covered that.
No, this is the actual task that pays Essie. So she
Oh.
puts the stuff into the meeting summary, into the meeting issues. But yeah, I'm guessing there's no specific updates. And oh look, it hasn't got the amount in there. I added it, but I obviously forgot to tick it. So it's 200, is that right, Essie?
Okay, I'll put it in there now.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's more just to allocate the task for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, bounty for updates to the Ambassador Gitbook.
That probably shouldn't be called bounty anymore. It's hardly a bounty, but Secret, any updates?
Yeah, so I got the mail from Stephen yesterday, so I can now merge.
Yeah,
and
sorry
upload
about
my-
that. yeah, I was
Yeah, so yeah, I've been able to use it, so it's good.
right.
Yeah, so I've done some updates, especially for budget proposals and for then some quarterly reports. And I see that archives work group hasn't submitted quarterly report for last quarter, so I didn't get that one.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Is-
Vani, I know that you did like a quarterly report for this work group.
Yeah, I mean, is it just you need the link for it? Because I will
Yes.
try and find it now and DM it you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so yeah, it's still ongoing, and then we have for writers and for marketing, they haven't had their proposals reach consensus, so we're just waiting for the both of them.
Okay. Cool. I'll just put that in there. Okay, so that's ongoing. That's the ambassador's Git book. Okay, right, fine. Okay, thank you, Sukra. Then we have yeah, we've got to the end of the meeting. Okay, so thanks for everyone to keeping bias for all those issues. That was the walkthrough of the issues. Do we have any other business that we need to discuss? All right, there's the link to the quarterly
We do
report. Vanessa.
actually, yeah. I think I mentioned to you that PhotoG was hoping to be able to give us some information about Gamers Guild's Roblox game.
Cool. Do you want to go for it, PhotoG, or do you have anything to share?
Yeah, can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
You're a bit faint,
Hear me?
actually.
Hold on, please. Sorry.
Go for it again, PhotoG.
Is it better now?
Slightly, yeah. Yeah.
So I want to make a presentation. It's from the Gamers Guild, and so I'll just open up my Roblox. Roblox is the name of the app we use for
Do you want to share the screen, or should I share it for you?
yeah, I'll try to share my screen. Okay.
Yep.
Can you see my screen?
I'm just waiting for it to load. Hold on a sec. There we go. There you go.
Is it clear now?
Yeah. Can you turn the volume up
Right.
on your mic a little bit? You're a bit quiet. We can see the screen, but we can't really hear you very well, unfortunately. Thank you, Sukra.
Okay. Okay, is it better now?
Let's just go for it.
Okay. So Roblox is the name of the app we use, and so basically we've been working on a different work group, or onboarding work group, like is the first work group we're working on, and it's just like we're using it as a template to work with others to gather questions so that we can work on others also.
Okay.
So yeah, so once you open Roblox, this is Roblox here,
Yeah.
Roblox. You have to download the app and set it up yourself and everything. Create an avatar for yourself. Um, three commands. So one is the play, one is the setting, and one is the credits. So on the settings side, it gives you three options of time. So shadows is for dark. That's like people with like a high-end PC, they can put on the shadows so that it's kind of like creates a contrast in the image in the whole game. Are you getting me?
Yep. Carry on.
You can type, put it on. So, and the time also is also optional. You can make it daytime, you can make it nighttime. So I prefer to go with shadows so that the game doesn't lag and everything. So I click on play. So this is my my avatar here, my um in front of the onboarding and work group, we have Slate saying how interact and enjoy, move close to Slate. Hope everyone knows state here. So it prompts me like, welcome to the onboarding group. Gives me like a welcoming page first.
Right.
And the onboarding group is, this is like an office. This is like an office for everybody. So this, I think subsequent time, other work groups are going to be created also. We're going to have for the archival, we're going to have for the education. Every work group is going to be created also. But this is just like a template for everyone to use. So we're going to be going into the work group. So once I go into the work group, this is like the way banks are. I don't know if we still use this kind of door. This is like a button to like press, then the door opens up to us. So go in. Oh, sorry, those who have it there. So go in, and on our left we have the onboarding meeting. That's the time for the onboarding meeting. On the right we have the lead of the onboarding work group, which is Soken Spice. And here we have Lord Kizi, that's Onyeka. We have him here. Also, anybody you see, just try to like prompt on his avatar. So this Lord Kizi has like a question mark on his avatar, and I click on it, and it's going to just tell me what he's doing. Like, hey, I'm just checking on some survey results, and I'm like, okay, all right, good luck with that. And going to Boaz also, Boaz say, hey, welcome to the onboarding work group. He's also welcoming me. And I don't know, Clement is moving up and I don't know what, I don't know why he's moving.
I think we've got a bit of lag on the screen, so if you can close the settings and then, but we are seeing in the background the figure. Yeah, welcome to the onboarding workgroup figure. Yeah, that's, we can see that now. Yeah.
Okay. So are you seeing what I'm doing now?
I can see play. Yeah, I can see now a view of someone who's like gone to a portal and saying interact and enjoy. So you've now gone to the yeah, which is cool. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I'm moving down to Peter now, and I'm going to prompt Peter. Okay. He's telling me what he's doing. He said, I'm in an onboarding meeting right now, as usual. It's an onboarding meeting, and same here also. It's just like a duplicate of here.
Yeah.
So we're going upstairs to like the main. Sorry, let me take this way.
Yeah, that's, we can see that it's going in.
Going upstairs.
Yeah.
So the first person we're going to meet is Vanessa. Hello there. Welcome. I'm just guiding onboarding workgroup members for the next onboarding meeting. So there's like a prompt for me also to either choose, all right, have a nice day, or I'll leave it to it then. So I click on, I'll leave it to it then. And we also have other workgroup members too. I think this is who is this? I don't know.
There's Kizzy and Peter there and so
yeah.
Yeah,
I think Clement is here. I think it's Clement or somebody. I've forgotten who this is, but
I think it's Kizzy there.
It doesn't matter, but yeah. So are you with me?
Yeah, carry on.
Yeah, I think the video is a bit behind.
Yeah, it's lagging a little bit. We give but we get the idea.
Yeah, just go on.
Okay, so this is these are two members who are working, and I'm trying to like prompt them. They're like, okay, hello there, just making some graphics. And so here we have Soak and Spice, the ice, or I don't know. So I have to move close to her, and it's like create a prompt for us to click on. And that prompt is going to be like E. I don't know what it is. You can also play this on your phone. It's also available on your phone, and download the Roblox app and run this same so, but for my PC, I'm going to be clicking on E, which it has prompted me. So our NPC, that's the non-playable character, that's the meaning of NPC, is showing me that okay, I should click on E to interact. That's it. So your Soccer Spice is saying hello there, stranger. As I'm a new member, so she's just trying to put me through on how to come about the onboarding session itself. So Soccer Spice says my name is Soccer Spice and I'm the work group lead of the onboarding work group, and asking me for mine, and I'm like, my name is 40G, and says that's a pretty cool name, 40G. Asking her my well-being, asking her to how she's fine personality, and that's all. She's just putting me all through. So
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You see some dialogue on the screen. I think it's frozen up a little bit now, but
All right, I guess this is where I come in.
go on then.
So we have some questions for the work group. All right, so the first question is, what does this work group do? To like just describe the details of the work group.
Sorry, what are you referring to? This game demonstration?
No, these questions now, we would love to integrate them into the game. Just like if you notice, the character can interact with Sukri. So
I mean, a good
we would love
place. I mean, might be a good place to start is it Sukra's work on the ambassador's Git book? Because the ambassador's Git book, I think, has a description of each work group.
All right. So I could do that. I could get that
That's
from
true. You could also take it from the introduction that we give at the start of each archives meeting. So if you look in the meeting issues, there's a little thing of, the archives work group does blah, 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 blah. So.
All right. Then the next question, who is the main facilitator or the lead of the group? I guess that's just Steven, right?
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, that's.
All right. So the next question is: are there any specified roles for someone to contribute to the work group for a new member?
Yeah, you have to come along to the archive work group meetings and see. We show tasks that are available every meeting.
Okay. All right. So the next question: what are the key objectives and goals of this work group?
Yeah, I mean, I would say a lot of this should be on the ambassador's work group Git book, shouldn't it? But I'll drop a link into the head of our meeting issue. Hold on a second.
All right, that would be helpful. Then the next question is.
Yeah, so really, let me just put it into chat. So really, it's the text at the top of this issue here that gives an introduction into what we do every week.
Okay, all right, I'll check that out.
Yeah.
All right. As you can see in the presentation, there was a character welcoming people into the work group. So who would you guys love to act as that character for the archive work group?
Vanessa, you keen on that?
I'm already in Onboarding work group. So you have to make my hair the same, otherwise I'm not happy.
Okay.
I'm joking. I mean, I can be. Yeah, I can be.
All right. So, is there any pattern you guys would love for the archival work group to be like? Just like if you take a look at the onboarding work group, you could see in the top floor there are some people actually creating some infographics, and you could see Vanny actually preparing to facilitate a meeting. So, is there any kind of initiative or any kind of suggestions you guys feel that okay, this will portray our work group best?
I
We
mean,
could do
sort
some
of,
members
I sort of
actually
feel like
archive.
it's quite hard to say this off the top of our heads because I think it's going to vary from quarter to quarter depending what we're doing. Can we give it a bit of thought and maybe kind of have you got like a document that we could add it to or something? Because I just feel like
Yeah,
we could just say
I
something off the
do.
top of our heads, but I don't know if anyone's got any ideas, then speak up now. But I mean, I've put in the chat what we say generally about what the archives work group does, but what I was just thinking is that in the archives, in the Ambassador Git book, we've tried to get with all the work groups, what skills can you learn or use here? And I think we've got that for most of them. And I sort of think that would be a really cool thing to have in this game. And I don't know if maybe you could make that a question. For some or all of the work groups, but what skills can I use here? And they could tell you. Because I think,
All right. I
this
will
is like
speak
a
to-
learning opportunity, isn't it?
yeah. I will speak to Slate on that. Then we'll
Mm.
integrate it. All right. So what I another question, I will share the documents for the questions so that members can actually hop in and add some comments asynchronously
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
in
That'd
the
be helpful. Yeah.
in the web channel. And also, who are the and who are the members of this work group?
Well, we're quite
That's the
open,
thing.
really. So you're gone, Vanessa.
We don't have, like, some work groups have a set membership structure, and we don't have that. You're a member as long as you're here doing work. Like, if if you are too busy and you stop coming to meetings and you stop doing work, you're not like not a member anymore. It's just that you're not active. So we don't really have a membership.
I understand. So I
Yeah.
could just pick some active people, right? Or
Yeah.
basically, because if we are
I mean,
sorry, come in.
yeah, a good indication of that is our project board. So if you go to our project board, I'll just drop a link in there, okay? And you look down there and you see who the different sort of people who are allocated, yeah? So you see different names, and really that's the important point. We don't say, oh, here's our members. A member is someone who can contribute, or is like so this meeting we had people stepping up to do various bounties and things, yeah? So maybe that's actually what we want to say, actually. We want to say we welcome people who can contribute, maybe, yeah?
All right.
Yeah.
No problem, no worries. All right, I think that's all for now.
Cool.
That's all. All right, thanks for having us.
No, thank you. It was quite interesting and quite interesting seeing the graphics and having a different approach to interaction with the work groups. I think is quite experimental, quite creative as well, which is so, it's all worth, trying to mix things up a bit. What do you think, Vanessa?
Yeah.
I do, yeah, I think it's cracking. I mean, one thing I was going to say is this is it's almost like an educational initiative, isn't it? It's something that people are going to be able to go to and learn something about each work group. So I'm sort
Yeah.
of thinking, is it possible for some of the answers to include a link that someone can click on? Because, say, like if you could link to our project board, that tells people almost everything they need to know about what we're doing.
Yeah, we could do that. I will speak to Slate on that.
Yeah, I mean, you showed screens in there, didn't you? Where I'm not sure if you can incorporate that. So you have like a screen, and then maybe it's like It could be our Git book, for example, the archive Git book, which I'm not
Yeah,
sure. Yeah,
yeah. I
and
think
it could,
the video group,
yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
video
So
group that we are currently working on, we added the work board. So it actually showed some of the tasks that we're currently working on.
yeah,
So I guess we can add the GitHub issue and everything.
yeah, and then people can click
Yeah.
on that and then go to it if they want to. Yeah. So yeah.
No, I don't think they can click on that. It's just for display. But we'll add some links. We'll add some links.
Cool. Okay.
All right. Thanks for the suggestion.
No, that's thank you. It's quite interesting, and you know, I understand the technical. You know, so it's good to see a presentation of it graphically. Okay, so should we wrap up there? If anyone's got any other final comments, I'll stop the recording.